Hello, everybody. Just hang on, just bear me 1 second.
Hello.
Hello. We're having all sorts of fun with tech this morning. So hopefully you can hear me all right and you can see me okay.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
I can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. So what I was going to say, it's really lovely to see a few faces, so that at least I know that there's something going on between us and everybody else. But if you can switch off microphones at when we start going, just so that we don't get loads of background noise, that would be great. But in the meantime, I'll just chat for a couple of seconds before I get other people on. I've got somebody in a car down there. That's brilliant. I was doing that the other day. G'day. Who's that? That's fantastic. Great stuff. Just a comment for everybody out there. I know I've got people from Australia, I've got people from New Zealand, we've got people from all the states on this today. So first thing is, I hope everybody's all right. I hope everybody's fit and well and safe and dealing with stuff. And let's hope we get through this this difficult phase as soon as is absolutely possible. So I'm going to kick off now, and what I wanted to do today was just really run over the integration between Chintaro and Chintaro Cloud in particular, and Property Inspection Manager. We've been doing a heck of a lot of work behind the scenes here for a number of years to try and make the integration between Chintaro and Property Inspection Manager better and easier. And with the development of Chintaro Cloud, it's definitely becoming much more simple to get your scheduled inspections into PIM. And one of the things that we're working on at the moment is an enhanced feature, which will allow you to push back not only your reports, but marked up photos as well. And also look at the different types of inspections and schedule different types of inspections, whether it's an ingoing, whether it's an outgoing, or whether it's a routine. So what I'm going to do today is just whiz through and show you what's going on. At the end, I'll let you into a few more things that are happening here. So I'm just going to escape from this screen for a moment, the holding screen. I'm going to go into Chintaro first, and then I'm going to bring up my my screen for my device, my PIM device. Now, during this session, Nikki is on support and Nikki's on her chat. So if you do have any questions as I go through, please could you ping that question through the chat feature in Zoom, and then Nikki will be able to respond to you. What I'll do at the end of this as well is I'll just leave a blank screen, and I won't shut down the Zoom conference. So if you want to ask any more questions, you can still use the chat for a few minutes afterwards. I hope that all makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of here for a second. And I'm just going to shut that down. Now you should be able to see. I'm actually going to open my door today, so that if anything isn't quite right, Nikki can shout at me and give me some instructions. But you should be able to see my Chintaro screen now. So in Chintaro, you can schedule in your inspections. And in terms of scheduling inspections, you've got a number of options. But the way that we're doing it at the moment is you go to property maintenance. Sorry, I'm going to go back a step there a second. I'm going to go into property maintenance. I've got a number of properties in here. Okay, I'm going to go back from there a second. Sorry? Sorry, I'm going to inspections. And I'm going to do schedule inspections. And then once I've scheduled in my inspections in this screen in here, I can actually go through and I can select inspections that I want to push through to PIM. So I can select a number of inspections, and you'll see on this screen in here that I've got the type of inspection, whether it's a routine, it's an outgoing, or it's an ingoing inspection, which can now be included now. This should be ready to roll by the end of this week, beginning of next week. So that's a really, really good thing. Once I've done that and I've selected the inspections that I want to process, I can process the schedule up here, 4 inspections scheduled, and I can push that, and that will get pushed through to PIM. So I'm just going to come back out of this screen a second because I wanted to show you something else. So in here, I'm just going to come back out. I'm going to go into properties. I'm going to look at, that's not the one that I wanted. Just come back out again. No, that's not the one I want. It's okay, right. I'm coming back out of there for a second. So I've pushed my inspections out to PIM. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my property inspection manager now. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to share my screen again. You share, and I'm just going to bring in PIM, screen mirroring, Jeremy. So in 2 seconds now, we should see my iPad come up, which it has. I'm going to increase the size of the screen, and I'm just going to come into PIM. Okay, so when you're setting up the integration between Property Inspection Manager and Chintaro Cloud, what you need to do first of all is make sure that you've got in your settings, and on your home page in settings, you've got your advanced menu, and in your advanced menu, you need to enable the connection between Chintaro and PIM. So to do that, you need to switch on both of these buttons. They will need your password, which you'll need to talk to Chintaro about. But once you've got those switched on, it will activate the link between your Chintaro Cloud and PIM, and it will allow you to import scheduled inspections. And you can choose whether to have the next 7 days, the next 14 days, or the next 28 days worth of scheduled inspections available for you within your PIM app. Once that's done, you can go to import into your import screen. You can refresh on the screen. That will go and find any inspections that are available for you to bring in. And what you'll see within PIM now is that those are immediately available for me to import. You'll see that there's the address details of the property, the profile of that property that's being inspected can be brought through as well. So what you've got here, and I've brought in a number of different inspection property profile types. So I've got a house, I've got a 1-bedroom unit, I've got a 2-bedroom unit, I've got a medium room. Now, if you've got those set up within Chintaro Cloud, what you need to do is make sure that within your settings, within PIM, and within your smart property profiles, you've got the relevant profiles that match the property profiles within Chintaro Cloud in here, so that when the Chintaro Cloud file comes over, it says, it's a 1-bedroom unit. I will set this up as a 1-bedroom unit. And then in PIM, what you can do is you can create your profile for that 1-bedroom unit with the different rooms that are applicable to that type. So for this 1-bedroom unit, I've got an entry, I've got a lounge, a passageway, a bathroom and a bedroom, a kitchen, dining. And I've also included in here as well the areas of maintenance required, suggested improvements, hour summary, and tenant summary. And the important thing from here is that those maintenance required, suggested improvements, hour summary, and tenant summary also get pushed back into Chintaro Cloud when you've completed an inspection and saved as separate fields within the app. So you can create whatever property profiles you want within PIM to match the different types of properties that you manage within Chintaro Cloud. And so once you've got the headings right, and they need to be right, you can go into any of these and you can select which rooms are applicable, and you can change those by pressing the plus or the minus. So in this case, I want to add an ensuite, just as an example, I've taken it out. If I wanted to add a balcony, because they've all got a balcony, I could go into here, press the plus sign, it's got a 1 as a balcony, and that will now import a balcony as well as all the other rooms into that inspection when I bring it in. So just going back into my import screen again, I've got my properties ready to inspect. These have all got green bars beside them. And the reason that they've got green bars is because it's the first time that these will have been brought into my PIM. If it was a repeat inspection, they'd have an orange bar beside them. Now, to bring them into my PIM now, I go to my little action button on the top right-hand corner. I'm going to import all, and I'm going to continue, and that will now process those inspections and bring them into PIM. So if I go into my inspections now, I've got a list of my scheduled inspections ready for me to conduct. And you'll see in here that we've got property condition report. That's when it's an ingoing or an outgoing. We've got property inspection report, which is when it's a routine. And I'm just going to go into one of these. I'll do postcard place. And that has brought across the address of the property, the details on the property itself. So this was set up as a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It was a medium profile. I've got the owner details and phone numbers. I've got rental amounts. I've got contact names for the tenancy. I've got the key number that's been brought over from Chintaro. And I've also got a field in here called property info. And when I go back up into Chintaro Cloud, I will try and find that and show you where you can put your notes in. But basically against the property, there is a comments section. There's a field in there that you can put information into, and that gets pushed into PIM. So I really like that because it means that you can push down to PIM things to remind you to do when you're at the property. And that could be related to the renter, to the tenant, or it could be related to anything that's important to you. It could be this person's in arrears, remember to have a discussion with them. It could be an alert to remind you that they have a dog that may be a little bit anxious. Or it could be something like this, where I put in notes back up in Chintaro to check the work that was carried out on the property a few weeks before. So it gives you that opportunity to put some notes and push it down into Property Inspection Manager, which is good. So from here, I can tap to start my inspection. And today I'm just going to do a little bit more work in here than usual. But in each of the areas, what will happen is, in the past, we've pushed back the notes and the quick check labels and any photos that are flagged for maintenance. Now, with the integration, it will also push back the report as well as that granular data. So if you go into any of the rooms to capture your comments, you press your clean and damaged. I've got some damage in there, so I'm putting it in twice. I'm going to put not working in there. I'll put some notes in here now. I'm going to use my Siri just for to do it faster. So ceiling lights have all blown, so we need to replace the globes. And now what I can do is take a photo. So taking a photo using my camera, and I can take a picture of the ceiling light that's not working. I can press include in maintenance, reminding you that when you press include in maintenance, that gets sent back into Chintaro as a separate photo. Then I press use photo. I'm going to take another picture now of the light bulbs that I want. Take a photo. And one of the really neat things that we've got within PIM now is that you can actually edit this picture as well. So if you look in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see an edit function. If I press edit, it brings up some tools, a toolbar at the bottom, and I can choose different colors to annotate the diagram. I can use different strengths of lines as well. So I'll just put that as 10 at the moment. I'm going to use a red line. And then I've got a number of tools that I can use to mark this up. So what I could put in here is maybe an arrow. So let's go for an arrow. I can point towards something. I can use an ellipse, do this. Just might stretch that out a little bit onto here as well. And I can put some text in here as well. So I'm just going to change, put some text in. We need 6 new globes. What I might do is move that down. So I've got, we need 6 new globes. I can put that down here. Mark up that photo, and then I can press done. Save the markup on that picture. I can include in maintenance as well, and then press use photo. So that picture has now been marked up, and that can be sent back to Chintaro, as well as the notes, quick check labels, and the image. I'm just going to go into maintenance required and put some notes in here as well. So if I go into maintenance required, I will just put in the, we need to replace the globes in the lounge. I'll just put another one in here, fence, space, because I know that I can put in an abbreviation and drop in some words in there. Suggested improvements. I think we should look to add a rail to the entrance, a handrail in particular would be really useful. Our summary, I can create our summary. The property is being maintained to a very high standard. And then finally, I'm also going to add some tenant summary notes. So with PIM, we do have the ability for you to create a separate tenant report as well that you can just send to the tenant. So I can create something that will just be able to be forwarded to a tenant if I want to. So I can put something in here along the lines of, and if I use my shorthand words and phrases, I've got my little circle and cross. I can filter on this area only, filter by relevance. I've got a couple of options in here, and the top one of those is thank you for allowing me through the property. There are a number of items which require attention. Please could you make sure you remove the rubbish from the front veranda, because it is going to potentially be a health and safety hazard. And I can take a photo with that as well. I'm just going to take a picture from here. So there's the rubbish that's been left on the veranda. I'm going to add some notes to this picture. The rubbish needs removing from the veranda. Okay. I'm also going to add some extra annotation on here as well. So I'm going to use the pen. I'm going to use it in yellow. And I'm just going to draw around this bit here. And I'm just going to put some remove rubbish notes. Which again, I can move to wherever it needs to go to on the picture. Press done. Okay. Including maintenance, so I'll get sent back as a separate photo, and then use photo. Done. So once I've gone through my inspection, usual process in here, I can go to my little action button in the top right hand corner. I can preview the inspection, make sure that I'm happy with it. So I'm going to view it now. Now, when I'm looking at my inspection now, I realize I've forgotten to do something. So I'm going to go back in and do it in a second. But I've got my full completed inspection report here. Once I'm happy with this, it will get sent back as a PDF into Chintaro now. But I can look in here, I've got my maintenance required. I've got my suggested improvements. I've got our summary notes in here. I've got my lounge room with the quick check labels. I've got the ceiling lights mentioned in here, and I've got my pictures coming behind, and I've got the notes associated with those. Now, what it hasn't done is it hasn't included the tenancy photos in there, because the tenant photos for the tenancy report just go into the tenant summary report. Now, what I'm just going to do is go back into here for a second. I'm going to bring another picture in. So I'm just going to put a few more ticks and crosses in here. I'm going to bring another picture into this. You can take photos on your device and you can bring those in, import them in. So I'm just going to allow access to all my photo library. And I'm just going to bring in some pictures from my photo library. So I'll just bring in the picture of the outside of the property. I'm going to add that photo. Done. So with this picture, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to choose to use that picture as a cover photo. So it goes onto the front of my report. I'm also going to use it as including maintenance. Now, if I want to, I can also send an individual photo directly from my device to somebody. So you'll see up in the top right-hand corner here, I've got 3 little dots. If I press that 3 little dots, it says share photo, and that allows me to forward that photo straight away to somebody without sending it back into Chintaro, without creating a report. And if you've got all your information in Chintaro that's been brought over, I can straight away maybe email a tenant, and that will create an email in my system. It will do the mail merge, so I can send that straight away. Hey, Peter, I've just taken this picture, and then I can add some more text in here to clean up the outside of the property, remove the trees or whatever it might be. Press the mailbox, send that straight away. Okay, just going back from here, going back to my front page. I'm now going to submit my inspection, and that's going to push this back up into Chintaro straight away. I'll just view it now. You'll see in here, I've now got the picture on the outside of the report. I'm happy with that. I'm also going to submit my tenant inspection report. Now, this tenant inspection report will get pushed back into my email address, and this looks different to the other one. So this has got, again, a mail merge going on in here. Hey, Peter, thanks for allowing through the property. Please, could you remove the rubbish from the front veranda, because it's going to be potentially a health hazard. And there's the picture of the rubbish, the remove rubbish notes on there. So I've completed my inspection. That's been pushed back up now into Chintaro. So I'm going to go back up into Chintaro. I'm just going to make double sure. Postcard place. Okay. Right. So I'm going to stop my mirroring on here. Go back into my screen down here. Make sure I can get back into my Chintaro Cloud. There we go. It's going back up into Chintaro. You'll be familiar with this screen. Okay, so I've got scheduled reviews. So fingers crossed, if I go into here, I should now have postcard place. I should be able to go into here. Yep, there we go. So in the screen now, you'll see that my inspection has gone straight back up into Chintaro. It has captured the rooms associated with that property profile and pushed them back into the inspection details portion of Chintaro. I've got my clean and damage working flags in here that get ticked as well. If I had put the maintenance flag in, which that was naughty, I forgot to do that. The maintenance quick check label within PIM would have appeared in here as well and highlighted it. You can see that there's the data that I captured, or the words that I captured in those rooms as well. You'll also see that on the left-hand side, the information from the front page of the report has gone into our summary. So you can quickly see what's important, what needs to be done, any maintenance in here. We need to replace those globes. Okay, suggested improvements. Yeah, I can see that. And it's got my tenant summary notes in here as well. Now, the other thing I've got is any of those photos that I highlighted for maintenance, I can go into here. So I'm just going to look at this picture. And that picture is immediately available in Chintaro Cloud for me to have a look at. It's got the markup on there as well, so I can see, okay, those are the light bulbs that I need. I need to know who I need to get in touch with. I can get that activated from here. Now, not really wanting to push too much vaporware, but we can see possibilities to improve this workflow a little bit. So we've got the information coming back. We've got photos coming back in individually into Chintaro Cloud with the notes that we've managed to annotate within PIM. What we're also pushing towards at some point in the near future is the ability to create work requests or maintenance requests within PIM and push them back up into the relevant place within Chintaro Cloud. So watch this space, we will be getting there. The other thing that I've got down here is, as well as the photos that I've highlighted and the notes up here, I've got the completed report. So I've always got both of these reports in here. I've got my property inspection report. That's the inspection report, which is the main one that's going to the owner in this instance. So I've got my maintenance required stuff in there. I can view my report straight away. I can then email that report from here directly to the landlord through Chintaro. I've also got in here my tenant inspection report, which has also been placed in here. Obviously, this one you would send through to your tenant as well, but I have got a record within Chintaro Cloud. So the good thing with the integration between the two applications is that you can produce your inspection report, your tenant inspection report, and they'll get pushed back up as a completed PDF into Chintaro Cloud. So you've got a record of them in there. You can also push up into Chintaro Cloud if you use it, and if you're not using it or want to know more about it, get in touch with us. But the additional notes within Property Inspection Manager, you can consolidate and you can put into a cleaning and maintenance report, which you can use for your own internal purposes. So you can add additional information and create a separate report. I think my mind's going a little bit as I'm doing this, because I'm thinking it may be something that you could do almost like an inventory, use it as an inventory and push it back up into an inspection report, or you could do a different type of inspection now and again that may be focused on health and safety issues or compliance issues. Might be a good idea to have a workshop with some of you at some point and discuss the types of reports that you might like to do and how we could actually push those back up into Chintaro Cloud for you. So yeah, I've got all my stuff in here. That just shows you I've scheduled inspections, I've pushed them down to PIM, I've completed my inspection report, I've captured notes, I've captured photos, I've marked up my photos, I've produced my report, and that now pushes back the granular data into Chintaro Cloud. It pushes back the photos into Chintaro Cloud, and it also pushes back the completed inspection reports. And you've got these areas here. Now, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover off in here, but just bear me 1 second, because I'm going to do the very professional thing. Nikki, is there anything else that I need to cover off? Right, okay. Sorry, I know that sounds very terrible, but I did have all my notes in front of me. I think I've covered off everything. If you've got any questions at all from this, and I can see that there's some chats going on in the background, keep those chats going. I'll leave the session open for a little while longer. I'm going to mute myself now. If anybody wants to have a specific chat with me at some point, you can do as well. Either send us an email to support@propertyinspectionmanager.com, and then we can, I'll phone you back, or you can get me on 0418 905 809. So sorry for a little stutter at the beginning, but hopefully this has shown you a few more things, and just be aware that this integration and exchange of both data and reports between Chintaro Cloud and PIM is going to improve and get better from here as well. So thanks very much for being with us. hopefully that's useful. Stay safe, stay well, and speak soon. Cheers.